And I pass the floor to our Madam President, Patricia. The floor is yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, Captain Patricia now proudly opened the meeting 125. Woohoo! Give yourself a big round of applause for being at Advanced #ArdentSpeakers Power of Rugby. Before we start the game, let us all do our AAS chant. And what is the chant? I will do it once and we will do it together. Ready? Now, I will do it once and we will do it together. I have the power. You have the power. We have the power. Ladies and gentlemen, on your mark, 3, 2, 1. I have
the power.
You
have the power.
Have the
power.
We
have
the
power.
Thank you so much for being here with us to really be part of the rugby game today. I'm more than delighted to declare that our Toastmaster of the day is actually from Australia. So her team is actually Wallabies. And then we also have our Malaysian speaker who is going to represent Bunga Raya. If you have no clue what I'm talking, it's totally fine. But I urge you, I encourage you to have the muscle of agility to have the most out of our meeting. We have a lot of guests today. If guests, you are able to type your name in the chat box, please do so. On my screen, I saw Jenna Uy from Penang. And of course, we also have Hao Fan from MINKL. And we also have Mr. Chen from Taiwan District 67. And across my screen, if I did not read your name, please let me know. Otherwise, I want to welcome all our most amazing speakers and of course role players and of course our club members. Oh yes, I saw Anna is here from Taiwan, and I also want to welcome our DTM Laikok folk all the way from District 87 in District 102. With this, ladies and gentlemen, I can't wait to introduce our District 8 Director, District 49 Hawaii. She's also having a membership here with Advanced Artists. Let's welcome our Globetrotter Distinguished Toastmaster, Alicia Curtis. Over to you.
Thank you, Sister Pat, and we're going to get into a tackle here today. Ladies and gentlemen, one of my favorite sports on the planet is not soccer, rugby. Yes, we are going to play a real man's sport today. And I think we might have to start with a song, my friends. I think we have to start with a song called Swing Low, Sweet Chariot. It is the unofficial anthem of the English rugby team, and it is the spiritual song and is sung passionately by fans. Does anyone here other than me and probably Duncan know this song? Okay. Duncan, do you want to help me sing this wonderful melody as if we're drunk on that beautiful bench?
I'm out of tune, and I'll have to be careful of the words, because the words that I remember were actually, the words were okay. It was the actions.
Okay, all right. It's going to be hard to do the actions on the screen, but we are going to try this. All right. Swing low,
sweet
chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low,
sweet
chariot, coming for to carry me home. Yes. We're just going to pretend that we're drinking when we do that, but we won't do that today on the screen because it would not be appropriate at a Toastmasters meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's session of the Power of Rugby. And the reason we're doing this is just to keep one individual happy, our speaker today, Tamizi, but also to keep those of us who don't really get to talk about rugby, Duncans of the world, the me's of the world, if you are also a rugby fan, the you's of the world, because we're going to swing low, sweet chariot, and we're going to bring it home today. Rugby is an amazing game. It is a very testing and trying game, and it is one of physical attribute. If you see them, they look like gazelles on steroids, literally. That is the best way to describe a rugby player. They are much more tougher than what I like to say, the American gridiron players, who are a bunch of men or sissies in spacesuit outfits. These are real men with tight shirts, proper little shorts, and they go bash into each other. 250 pounds. Who is the greatest rugby player of all time? And I can tell you who it is. It is none other than the late Jonah Lomu.
Jonah Lomu.
He is Jonah Lomu. And as you can see, everyone here, even if we're not from New Zealand, agrees, because that gentleman, who sadly passed away about 5 or 6 years ago, did some amazing and courageous things. He died from a
Crash.
hereditary disease. Yeah, he actually died from kidney disease. So
Kidney
sadly, he's no longer with us anymore. And he's someone that we are, if you are in the rugby space, if you watch that man, you will never see a player unlike him as well. Some of the other great players in rugby, if you want to know, and the top 3 are actually all New Zealand players, because if you look at them, they look like absolute tanks. Number 1, of course, is Jonah Lomu. Number 2 is Richie McCaw.
Richie McCaw.
Number 3, Dan Carter. He's the best looking one of the lot, I have to say. And some of these guys are very good looking. Number 4 is Johnny Wilkinson from England. Number 5 is Brian O'Driscoll from Ireland. Number 6 is Martin Johnson from England. Number 7 is Gareth Edwards from Wales. Number 8 is Brian Habana from South Africa. Number 9 is Sergio Paris from Italy. And number 10 is Antoine Dupont from France. As you can see, not a single one from the Wallabies, thank God, because they're hardly any good these days. But if I had to go back, I would have to think about it. Maybe Johnny Eales would probably be one of the greatest players that we've had. So I will have a think about who is the great player from Australia, because I haven't seen one for quite a while, probably about 2 decades from Australia. That's a bit about rugby. I'll point you out throughout the course of the meeting. Now I'm going to introduce our timer. Our timer today is, where's our timer on the screen? Is Hui Ying Lim. Hui, if you can just explain the timing role. And if you could please raise your hand.
All right.
So
As the timer, I will be keeping track of the timing, and I will be showing my virtual background by displaying the green light, the yellow light, as well as the red light based on the timing allocated back to you. And I will be reporting at the end of the meeting back to you, Alicia.
Thank you so much. All right. And if you could please raise your hand, if that's all right, Liam, thank you. So for our lovely speaker, Tamizi, that would be greatly appreciated if you could make sure that you watch as she raises her hand up. Yes, Tamizi, that's cool. And our word of the day grammarian, I'm just wondering, who is our grammarian today? Is it Ang Ben Kwan? Is he here?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm here. Hi, Alicia. Okay,
Hey.
so basically, as a grammarian, I will be introducing and catching all the words of agility, and also I'm playing another role as catching all the feelers too. So back to you, Alicia. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, we are now going to head over and crash tackle into the speech today. As by Tamizi. Tamizi is delivering the speech today. He is delivering from Visionary Communication, and it is level 1 evaluation and feedback, and it's the first speech. Please welcome Tamizi Razak with Lesson from the Rugby Fields. Lesson from the Rugby Fields. Tamizi, crash tackle into you, sir.
Last week, when Alicia proposed the power of rugby, I was really glad. I was very happy because this topic has never been spoken before. I usually talk about rugby with my son, close friends, because it's a personal thing. To me, I don't blurt it out on Facebook or any other social media, but this is the opportunity for me to tell a story. I played rugby since the age of 16, which is in 1986. I kept on playing until the year 2000. The last game that I played was in the National championship, I only played 2 minutes. For the whole time, my sacrifice, the hard work that I did, I only played 2 minutes. Can you imagine that? From 1986, and you're at the pinnacle of the tournament, right? And you only played 2 minutes. I was devastated. And you put it away, I'm nearly depressed. Seriously, I'm not kidding, because rugby is so embedded in my life. So I decided, as the knee-jerk effect, I stopped playing rugby. Was I happy? Don't know. Was I glad? Don't know. There was something missing in my life. So 3 years on, I decided to come back to rugby at the age of 33. It is a whole different ballgame. Although 3 years I left the game, I'm much older. I'm not as fit. The games has improved and changed. I'll be competing against players who are 25, 24, 22, much fitter, much stronger, much agile, much mobile. What do I do? Well, I took a step back and I strategized and I planned. What do I need to do? I need to be stronger. I need to be fitter. I need to have a strong state of mind, because this journey is not easy. To play rugby, you have to have all these attributes. You have to be stronger. You have to be strong. You have to be fit. You have to be mentally strong, because the challenges are great. So I planned it out one by one. Started to go to the gym every morning. I am not kidding. Every morning I wake up, after morning prayers, I go to the gym. And on the evening, if there is no training, I would run. Every single day, 7 times a week, 30 times in a month. No rest. That was the target. There were days that I just do not want to get out of bed to go to the gym or to run. But I always remember my target. I want to play. Remember that I just want to play. So these are the things that I had to do for me to really play the game. On the mental side, I do not want to crash again in the last 3 years. When I was challenged, I could not wake up and I just gave up. I do not want that to happen. So what do? I learn the game properly. I had the mindset, whatever it takes, trust the process. Do not look at the target beyond. Trust the process, enjoy the process. That's what kept me going. It was tough. And on the rugby pitch, I started out with 5 minutes playing time, grew to 10 minutes playing time, grew to 30 minutes, one half, and finally, in 2009, I was playing full-time in the national championship. And I played full-time. And I was not subbed off. That was not my target. My target was just playing rugby. But I kept on going through the process, going through the motions, no matter what. You know what's the biggest recognition of all? It's not playing in the final. It's when I got a phone call at the age of 39 from the national coach. Mizzy, would you like to come and train? Do you know what's my answer? I said no. I've got to be realistic. 39, 40 playing in a national team. I know myself. But I told him, thank you. It makes all the effort worthwhile. To receive that phone call to say that you are good enough to play for national is the highest recognition for all of the efforts. I'm happy. I'm a happy person. And I still cannot forget that day when I got the call. Ladies and gentlemen, why am I telling you all this? Life, if we really only look at the target. We want to achieve this, we want to achieve that. Yeah, we do our process, but there will come a time when you get frustrated. You know that it is very difficult to achieve. My suggestion from my journey is that just trust the process. Understand what you need to do to get there. Do not worry about whether you achieve it or not. Worry about how can you complete and work the process. No matter what, believe me, if you trust the process, you understand what it takes to get to your journey, you will get there. It took me more than 5 years to get where I wanted to be. There was so much challenges, but I kept on going, remembering that this is the process that I need to follow. Same in life. Identify your target. Put that aside. Identify the process that you need to have for you to achieve that. Work the process relentlessly. Be resilient. With that, over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Wow, congratulations, Tamizi. I didn't realize that you had gotten yourself all the way to a national team. Wow. That is a huge round of applause. Let's give him another round of applause, because did anyone know that he was going to play rugby for Malaysia?
No, this is fantastic. Woo!
Wow.
What was your position?
Amazing things.
What position did you play, Mizu?
Loose head.
Who said, okay, oh yeah, you're a big guy.
Yeah.
Loose head prop. I was, loose head props are the thinker of the game.
So for those wondering what that position is, as Duncan has alluded to, you have to be like a tank. And as you can see, Tamizi is a tank. So that is why he was a loose head. So it was awesome to see. It's wonderful to hear this news. I'm hoping that we hear more stories like this from our members over the coming weeks, because I don't think any of us would have known that Tamizi had made the national team. Wow. It's a shame that you didn't go through, but I can understand and I respect that from you, Tamizi, because, you know, sometimes we have to accept we can't always go there. But congratulations on making it that far. And making it far, we're going to see how we go over in table topics and see if they crash and tackle and burn. And Sukwa is our table topics master. Do you know anything about rugby, Sukwa? Or are you...
No idea.
Well, with no idea, please welcome Sukwa, who's going to make sure that we crash and burn in this section.
I would like to clarify, are we having the evaluation session first or table topics first?
Oh, yeah, sorry, the evaluation session. I was getting myself too excited here. Daphne will be the evaluator for Tamizi. Please welcome Daphne.
All right, thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Alicia, to engross in rugby, your favorite game. Now, Tamizi, rugby is something that is totally unknown to me. All I know about rugby is huge guy and muddy faces, and you knock around chasing for the ball. Instead, today, I learned from you beyond that image in my head that I had about rugby. You actually share with me the lesson that can learn by playing rugby. You started off by relating.
You're on mute, Daphne.
Sorry, thank you. Okay, thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Alicia, and to Tamizi. Well done, because initially when you shared about rugby, power of rugby, or even the lessons to be learned through rugby, I had the thought, what is rugby all about? Because to me, rugby is all about huge guy who knocks around, get chasing a ball and get themselves dirty with muds. Today, I see in you something else beyond the game itself. Lessons through rugby. You share with us how you started off with rugby, your experience in the national games, and as well as the distraught distorted feeling you had when you only managed to play the 2 minutes game at the national level, when you were at your pinnacle of your game. Now, throughout how you pick and you had that deep, that is something that you brought us along with you, feeling with you how some tough guy who had hit his peak, however, have to face challenges in life. Nonetheless, you share with us how you managed to convince yourself after a few years lapse and got yourself back to work on going back to the game. That is something that requires strong mentality, of course, physical strength as well. Now, while you were sharing, I noticed one thing that you can actually work on better is that I would like to hear that emotion moment when you were only able to play that 2 minutes game. Apart from that, I would like to have some vocal variety to attract me and feel the excitement or destruction that you felt throughout your experience. Hopefully, with the basic vocal variety and some detail in the story, it will help you in the next speech to attract your audience better. Overall, thank you for sharing with us the spirit of lessons from the rugby game. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Daphne. I'm sure we've all learned a lot from that wonderful evaluation. Just before we go over to Sequoia, there are 15 positions in a full game of rugby because there's also the 7-man squad, but we're going to talk about the 15-man squad or the 15-woman squad or whatever you want to call it. So you've got 15 positions. Loose head prop, which is what Tamizi was playing. It's up the front, so they go bash into the front people. Then you've got the hooker, the tight head prop, so they fill in the first 3 positions. Then 4 and 5 are the second row, and they come off of the back of the front row. Then you've got the blindside flanker, open side flanker, and number 8. Number 9 is the scrum half, so they're sort of sitting in the middle, and they're there to really watch what the front guys are doing. It's very hard to explain this game unless you're actually sitting there watching the game, so I'm not trying to explain this. Then you've got the fly half, and then they come down in a diagonal. So from 8 down to 14 comes down in a straight diagonal. Then we have the left wing. Then we have the inside center, the outside center. Then we come down the back for the part where you've got the actual goalpost. You've got the fullback as number 15, and to the right of them is, of course, the right wing. So it's sort of like free, and then like a diamond, diagonal, and then sort of like a diamond sort of crossed at the end. So that is a game of rugby, and it is a very fun game to watch, especially when the men are very good looking and they're prancing around on the screen. It is a wonderful game. All right, now we're going to go over to Sequoia to try and explain the game. I'm sure hopefully that is wonderful in the way that I've done. And I'm sure that we're all going to tackle. We're going to get into that center. I don't know if we're going to be loose or if we're going to be fullback. Bring it on, Sequoia, bring it on.
Thank you very much, Alicia, for that. And for table topic session, as every one of you know, it's part of how to improve our impromptu speaking skills. And today, related to the theme, the power of rugby, I've prepared a list of questions. And before that, I would also like to seek your kind permission because I will spin the wheel of questions for all the speakers today. So remember, the timing of table topics is 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, you will see the green light. At 1.5 minutes, you will see the yellow, and 2 minutes red. So please conclude as you see the red light by Hui Ying. So for the first speaker, I would like to invite our member, Patsy. And for the rest, if you'd like to volunteer, you may also feel free to use the chat box to volunteer yourself. Okay, so Patsy, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Right. So Patsy, I will spin the wheel for you.
right, so your question is, rugby is known for its physicality. So if you are to start playing rugby, how do you mentally prepare yourself for this? How do you mentally prepare yourself for rugby? Patsy, over to you.
Thank you. I think that is a very good question. How do I prepare myself mentally? Be honest. I've been preparing myself mentally of the rugby game for many, many years, ever since I'm married to my husband, who is absolutely a crazy fan of rugby. He's from South Africa. Every year he's crazy with his son, watching the TV in the bar. But you know what? I was left at home. So I decided I'm not going to love rugby, but I respect that spirit, the spirit of the sport. Likewise, I'm talking about yesterday, I attended my daughter's competition. She went through a local contest for the bench lifting, except the rugby, but she used a very good judgment to use the agility of the judgment to make that a second place. How she did it was she failed the first round, and her coach suggests her to do something different. And she did it. She made the second round. And her coach made the final adjustment by lowering the way that she registered. Eventually, she built the confidence. She did everything as her coach told. She also that she was actually my fan because I learned that having a quick reaction to whatever you do is the spirit of any sport, just like rugby or in real life situation. We need to make an adjustment quickly based on our enthusiasm, our power. No matter it's a rugby or weightlifting, I think the same spirit I've been preparing for. Back to you, session master.
Thank you, Patsy. I definitely love your enthusiasm in sharing this speech. It's definitely inspiring to hear from you again. And now I would like to invite our member Duncan. So Duncan, I will spin the wheel. Okay, so Duncan, Coach Duncan, if you were the coach for a rugby team, what strategies would you implement to ensure success for your team? What strategies would you implement to ensure success for the team? Duncan, over to you.
Oh, if I were ever a coach for a rugby team, this is something that I used to worry about myself. How would I ever tell my team what to do? Because I myself, okay, I was a rugby player, but I just used to drift through. I used to turn up for the game and wait for the ball to come to me, and then I'll run with the ball and give it to somebody else or try and score a try or whatever. I just try to take things as they came. I never really strategized. I never really thought about what I need to be doing to be winning the game. I just thought, if we win, okay, great. If we lose, okay, not so bad. We go to the pub afterwards and have a few beers, and it was all a great time. But if I were ever to try to win a game as a coach, what would I tell my players? I think I would have to tell them, don't play like me. Play like Tamizi. Get training, get yourselves fit, guys, and then come and train not just every day. Train twice a day, in the morning, go for a run, in the evening, do some weights, and come down to the pitch. Get yourself thinking about the game. So that's the almost like a tactic. And then the strategy would be, guys, we've got to work together. And this is something that actually, it's not only in rugby, it's also in the wider world, in business, in your personal lives as well. You need to work together as a team and have a game plan. Watch what the other team, find out what the other team are going to play. if you can see watch them on TV, that's great. Watch those guys, but otherwise, try to think, what would you do if you were trying to win against us? And then we have to try to stop them from doing that, and then do what we do best, which is pass the ball, get the ball over the try line, score as many penalties as we possibly can, and then win. So guys, get training, get down to the ground tonight, and let's give it a go, because next Saturday, we're playing against Edinburgh Academicals. Okay, guys, back to you, Toastmaster. Back to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach Duncan. Yes, definitely we need to show up in order to achieve our goals. Wonderful sharing. Up next, we have our guest, How Fun. How Fun, are you ready?
Yep, so far.
Yeah, reminder for everyone to use the word of the day, agility. Okay, so let's see. Hey, How Fun. Your topic is, in your opinion, who is the greatest sportsman of all time? In your opinion, who is the greatest sportsman of all time? It can be rugby or it can be from other sports. How Fun, over to you.
Thank you so far. For someone who never follow enthusiastic in the field of sports, I personally think that there's the only one name in my mind that I can remember when it comes to the greatest sportsman of all time. You guessed it, Dr. Lee Chong Wei from the badminton field. But I do think that I have some sort of stories to tell when it comes to this great figure in Malaysia. Because I remember back in 2008, that time I was 9 years old, so you can count my age right now. That time, me, my brother, and my family sitting down together in front of PC as we watch him fighting in the finals against Lindan. That was probably the most exciting moment for all of us. We all literally shouted when he won. We all literally tremble and get panic when Dato' Lee Chong Wei is falling behind. And I think at the time, Dato' Lee Chong Wei lost the game. Basically, to many people out there, Dato' Lee Chong Wei is a great sportsman. But for me, what makes him great is that it becomes a topic for us to talk about, and a platform, and he brings the sport to all of us that we can unite together. Like I think I shared before the meeting, I'm going to have badminton with my friend like this. So I can see that Dato' Lee Chong Wei brings in this kind of culture that influence all the Malaysians to play enthusiastically or casually, like me, into the field of badminton. So what makes him great, in my opinion, is not just his skill. Definitely his skill is impeccable, but I do think that he brings Malaysian and together and united. That's what I think makes him far greater than his demonstration of the skill. Thank you. Thanks to you.
Thank you, How Fun, for the sharing. And I think that reminds us of how sports can bring unity towards a particular group of people. So wonderfully shared. Now I will move to the next speaker. It would be Janet.
Hi.
Janet, are you ready? Yes, I will share the wheel. Okay. Okay, Janet, your question is a very simple and short one. How sports impact your life? How sports impact your life? Janet, over to you.
I'm not so much of a sports person, but I guess for me, it is more on my health. Because for sports, I have interest in cycling. There's also one type of sports. But in terms of racket type of sports, it would be squash. I have not been playing squash for some time already. So in other words, I am actually a rusty person in terms of my skills. For sports like this, it needs practice. I will go to the squash court in the office when I have the time. But because of pandemic and so on, I choose another type of sports, which is actually walking or jogging. Sports teach me valuable skills, like for example, time management, where I will dedicate certain time in my life in my schedule to go for an exercise. It also teach me to handle failure. For example, if I play a squash match with my friends, I may be not the winner all the time. I also be able to apply the skills of handling success and failure gracefully. It also helps me in terms of my personal development for sports besides just the health conscious, but it also helped me in terms of getting to know people and communicate with people. Different people have different thoughts and different understanding. So from being not a sports person, but yet I put in effort to exercise and to gain better of myself, it helps me in many ways. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Janet, for the sharing. Yes, definitely. I think it's very important for us to move our body. It's not necessarily we need to be a winning sportsman, but moving our body is also a winning routine for our everyday life. Up next, we have our last speaker for this afternoon. I would like to invite Lai. Lai, I will spin the wheel for you. Okay, Lai, this is your topic. Describe the most popular sport in your country. Describe the most popular sport in your country. Lai, over to you.
I believe the sports that are most famous in Malaysia, there are two actually, football and badminton. Sadly, I am not a big fan of the both sports. I don't even watch it anyway. But the sport that I'm interested is actually basketball. I was first known about basketball even when just 10 years old. When playing football, I couldn't play. I saw, just bouncing the ball, shooting the hoop, that's kind of quite my game. And to say, fortunately, I have the chance to represent the school in a basketball match until I finished my primary schools. After that, I didn't participate in any sports until I got into college, where I participated in a sport where some people thought it's a sport, some thought it's not. It's food eating contest, where is my passion is. Through the contest, I've gone through mostly Asian countries to participate in the contest. There are losses and wins, it doesn't matter. Most for me is in the contest is I enjoy every moment that I participate in it. That's how I feel. So my friends here, what is your most favorite sport? Please share it with us. Back to you, Sokhwa.
Yeah, thank you very much, Lai. Well, in the end of his speech, he also asked us a question. So feel free to share in the chat box if you would like to share about what is your favorite or what's the most popular sport in your country. I think today it's a wonderful arena for us to share about sports and inspire us to take up sports again. So that's all for the session today. Thank you very much for your overwhelming participation. I would like to hand the control back to distinguished Toastmaster Alicia. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sokhwa. And I hope everyone enjoyed the rugby inspired table topics. So I'd like to get the timers report for both our speaker and our evaluator. So our speaker, evaluator, and our table topics. Could you please advise how we went?
All right, just give me a moment. Let me flash up my slides. All right, everyone did very well in terms of the timing, as you can see from the slides. Can y'all see? Oops.
No, we haven't seen you share it yet. There we go.
Yep, everyone did well in terms of the timing. Everyone is within the time.
Okay, thank you very much. So we can vote for best table topic speaker. Everyone was within time. Yay! And we now go over to our table topics evaluator. Shui Sin, you're wearing the green and gold, so therefore you're a Wallabies fan. Thank you for coming out in the Wallabies colours today. It's much appreciated that you've decided to choose Australia as your favourite country for rugby today. Please welcome Shui Sin.
Thank you so much, our Toastmaster of the day. So hello everyone. I'm Tracy. I will be your TTE today. So yeah, all the 5 speakers, congratulations for your amazing speeches and of course within time. So you all are really good at time management. So now let's start from our speaker one, Toastmaster Passy, our Vice President Public Relations. There are 3 things I really love in her speech. Number 1 thing is in the start of the speech, she repeated the question. So this is like a kind of powerful way to start a speech by repeating the question. And then also while she is delivering her speech, she also changed her background, which think us like more alive her speech. So that's really a great technique, Toastmaster Passy. And of course, her enthusiasm. So the repeated question, the background while delivering the speech, and then your enthusiasm. So these are amazing. And then one humble suggestion for our speaker one is to conclude with like everybody, like call to action, something like this. So it will be stronger and will be supporting more about your speech. So yeah, all in all, I love these amazing 3 points, repeated question, background, and your enthusiasm. And then our speaker 2, Toastmaster Duncan. From our speaker 2, what we can learn? We can learn his vocabulary. Like he really used his vocabulary very beautifully all the time. Sometimes slow, fast, and then sometimes like high and low. So we always can learn from Toastmaster Duncan about the vocabulary by listening more from his speeches. And also like his slow and steady pace while delivering the speech. And another thing is the conclusion, which is like very strong. He just summarized everything, and also in the middle, also like he related with everybody, like not only rugby, he also related with the team working together. So everybody can relate it, although they are not interested in rugby, but he related it. So you nail it, Toastmaster Duncan. Vocabulary, and then the pace, and then of course the conclusion, and yeah. And next, our speaker 3, our guest Hong Fan. What I like about his speech is the great facial expression. He used a great facial expression by talking like something using like this, and then of course his sharing his perspective freely. So in the table topic impromptu session, we always like can share our perspective and opinions freely, and he used that point. And next is in the start of the speech, like he was like cheerful by having the smiling face to the audience. So these 3 points, I really like it. The smiling face, great facial expression, and sharing our perspective freely. And here, one humble suggestion for you is your position. While you are delivering, like your head is like this, so we can't see this part. So next time, please leave a little bit space above your head, and then use your gestures freely like this. So yeah, this position. So this would be really great when you can have a proper position like this. Some space above your head and beside you. So you can use like this, like a tree, you know, you can see the whole body. So yeah, thank you for your great facial expression. Keep it at sharing the perspective freely, and then yeah, your smiling face. And now our speaker for Toastmaster Janet. So Toastmaster Janet shared about the advantages of the sports in her life. Although she is not the sport person, but she shared the advantages. So that's really great. You are sharing like there is always the positive side, and there is always the good points, although in everything. So you just share the positivity also for the audience. So that I really love it. And here, one kind suggestion for you is like you started, I'm not a sport person. So one question here is, was it attention grabbing opening line? So every speech when we start, like it's really important because the opening line can grab the audience attention. So we really need to think like the attention grabbing opening line. So yeah, this is my humble suggestion. And I really like how you're so positive and sharing the advantages of sport. So keep it up. And now the last but not the least, our speaker 5, Toastmaster Lai, soon to be member of Advanced #ArdentSpeakers. So Toastmaster Lai is always, you know, very simple and can deliver his speech in a light way. And also he used that point. He shared the most popular sports in Malaysia, and then very honest, he just watch anytime. But however, he shared his personal experience, the whole speech, and end with the question. So I really love his speech, sharing the personal story, and then ended with the question, which is like a very simple and very great action for the audience. So yeah, one humble suggestion for Toastmaster Lai is to use the eye contact, and you were always looking another place. So please have the eye contact with the audience and engage more. So all in all, congratulations to all the 6 speakers. You did deliver great speeches, and congratulations to you all. Back to you, our Toastmaster of the day, Ditia Alicia.
Thank you so much, Wei Sin. All right. Who is the greatest sports player of all time in Malaysia? Unmute yourselves and tell me who you think is the greatest sports person, male or female.
Well, to be female for me. The
Nicole
sports
David.
queen
It actually
for
is.
me.
Yeah, Nicole David. I looked it up. It's Nicole David, and I absolutely used to love watching her play squash. I know she retired, but it's such a shame she never got to go to the Olympics, because we all know she probably would have won at the Olympics, because it will be coming in, I think, in a couple of years' time in LA. Can you imagine what she would have done at the Olympics? She would have had everything. All right. We're now going to go over to the final timing session with Hui. How did we go with, the grammarian. I forgot the grammarian. How can I forget the grammarian? Thank you, BK, before I go to the timer.
So much, Alicia. So basically, there's not many touchdowns or those people who mention about the word of the day, agility. So it's just one hand figure. Pat mentioned it once. Patsy mentioned it once, and Sukwa also mentioned it only once. So the word of the day, please continue to use on. Best good English that I love, or like chocolates to my ears, are Sweet Chariot, Carry Me Home. Nice serenading there. Going through the motion, and we have worked the processes by Mizzy, and also by Duncan drift through. We also have a couple of misuses of English too. I mean, basically, in general, there's a very much good usage of English across the board. It's just that basically we want to make the word more efficient, or we want to diversify our vocabulary. So we should not mention, like, for example, strong in a single sentence. We can mention strong, resilient, or tenacious. And we also can mention about the induction and deduction. He brings Malaysia and united. You may simplify, make it more efficient in a way that he unites Malaysia. So that would simplify most of the things. A little bit of adverbs and verbs, kind of like misuses. Enthusiastic, supposed to be enthusiasm. In terms of feelers, I'm trying to strain my ears to listen out to all the feelers, but unfortunately, after rummaging and scrummage, I can't find them feelers. Good usage. Over to you, Alicia. Thank you.
Thank you, BK. All right, I'll allow our timer to do the final test of the timing. Wei Ying. Wei, Huey.
Right. Okay. Let me share my screen. So here is the overall timing for how all our speakers did today. All right, so you may see all the role player speakers did really well today. All are relatively within the timing allocated. Just for the TMB introduction, slightly over time, then no problem, because we are all so glued to your introduction about the game of rugby, as well as the evaluation by Daphne. I think due to some glitches where she was muted for some time there, a little bit over time, but overall, as well as the table topics evaluation, just slightly over time. It's not easy to evaluate 5 table topic speakers, but all of you did marvelously well. Back to you, Alicia.
All right, thank you very much. So before I hand over to Sister Pat, who are the top 10 rugby teams around the world? The women's teams. Number 1, England. Number 2, New Zealand. Number 3, France. Number 4, Canada. Number 5, my country, Australia. Number 6, Wales. Number 7, Italy. Number 8, Scotland. Number 9, the United States of America, strangely but truly. And number 10, Ireland. The men's, well, of course, it wouldn't be number 1 without South Africa, the Springbok, because they just won the Rugby World Cup, so very well deserved. Number 2 is Ireland. They've been one of the best teams in the last probably year to 2 years. They're number 2 at the moment. Number 3 is New Zealand. I thought that they would be actually higher in the rankings. I thought they would be number 2 because they've just finished as 2nd at the Rugby World Cup. Number 3 is New Zealand. So I was surprised that that's not a switch. Number 4 is France, and that doesn't surprise me because I thought that they would be in the top 4. Number 5 is England. Number 6 is Scotland. Number 7, and this is a really surprising one, Argentina, but they've had a great time at the Rugby World Cup as well. Number 8 is Wales. Number 9, my country, Australia. And number 10, of course, the guys from Fiji. That's a little bit of spice and trivia for all of you about rugby today. And for those who absolutely love it, like myself, Duncan, and Tamizi, we are in heaven when we hear the words rugby, when we see the guys on the screen. Yes, it's meant to be played by hooligans. It's meant to be a game of hooligans, but it's played by the gentlemen. And this lady is now going to sign out and hand back to El Presidente, who seems to be a fan of the United States of America. Sister Pat, you shouldn't be a fan of the United States of America when it comes to rugby. You should like one of the other teams. Handing over to you, Sister Pat.
Yeah. I really need to do a reflection on which team I should support. But having said this, folks, did you have fun? If you do, give us a double thumbs up, emoticon. Patsy's gonna take a big, yeah. It was fantastic to have such a great day. Thank you so much to our Toastmaster Day, Alicia, for bringing us on this fantastic journey. But whatever it is, I always feel one of the very important values I learned from any type of sports, especially rugby, of course, is always passion, perseverance. Just have to be persistent in the game itself and you will see success. But of course, success can come in many forms and ways as well. So before I ask for feedback from some of the guests, I would also like to hear your takeaway. Go ahead and type in the chat box and let us know what your takeaway is. While our Alif will be preparing the recognition to our best table topic speaker. All right, please go ahead and let us know what your biggest takeaway from today's meeting. What are some of your golden nuggets that you took away? All right, as we are waiting.
We would like to have a photo taken as well, can we?
We would like to have a photo taken. We'll give you 5 seconds to on your screen.
Okay, please, would like to invite everyone to switch on your camera to take the photos with a rugby spirit together.
Yes, so we shall do the very strong.
Thank you.
Yeah,
great. Oh, even Lucy is driving the car. She's switch on the camera. Come on. Yeah, our guest live. Anna, please switch on the camera. Okay, I'm gonna call 1, 2. Have a pause. Rugby 3. That's the first one. Thank you so much. And we still have the guests that need to switch on the camera. Lucy, if you like, just one
Lucy's
more.
on.
Yeah, just one moment. I'm gonna take the second photo, and the photo is the Monday with the rugby spirit. 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much, everyone. Back to our president. Thanks.
Thank you. Really feeling the power. Do stay back because we certainly want to hear the feedback. But having said that, I am going to hand the virtual stage to Alif. He's going to shock us and let us know who the best table topics is. It's such a hard decision amongst the Mighty Five. The best table topic speaker award goes to, drum roll, drum roll, drum roll, drum roll, please. Woohoo! Yay! Congratulations, Duncan. Let's spotlight Duncan and myself and take a photo. Congratulations, Duncan. Make some noise
Thank
now.
you very much.
Yay! Okay, ready?
Backwards, forward, make some
Three.
noise. Woohoo!
Yeah, 3, 2,
Thank you, everyone. Yeah.
1. Thank you. Good photo. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Certainly a very meaningful win. I want to acknowledge all the role players, Zoom Master Alif, Toastmaster of the Day, Alicia, Speaker Tamizi, who has gone because he's got a meeting, and Speech Evaluator Daphne, and our Table Topics Master, Sokwa, Table Topics Evaluator, Sui Sin, and Gurmarian, BK, I think he's got to on for another meeting. And of course, our timer, DTM Hui Ying, who is also our Division P Director. Last spotlight, everyone. And we shall take a group photo, including yourself, Patsy. Thank you. Ladies and folks, yes.
Oh, okay, are we ready? There's 6
Yes.
people will be on the photo. Okay, great. Let's have a great smile. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Stop.
Thank you. Thank you. Amazing, amazing meeting. I saw all the wonderful, wonderful feedback that you have. So now I'm going to spin the wheel a little bit. I certainly want to hear what our Division P Director feel about today's meeting. She has been serving all of us behind the scene a lot. In fact, she wasn't feeling too well, but she still showed up as a great timer. So I want to appreciate you. Hui Ying, over to you for 30 seconds. Yeah.
Thank you, Sister Pat. Yes, down with viral infection. Hopefully it will get better really soon, having bad cough. But so glad to be able to join today's meeting. I've been missing a few meetings before this. And yes, the power of rugby, the power of sports is something that is so passionate with me, because for me, sports unites everyone despite the sports that we play, the sports that we watch. So definitely a great meeting. Back to you.
Thank you. Very powerful message. Sports unites everyone. Now, let me go across the screen, and certainly I would also like to invite Mr. Chen from District 67, Taiwan. Let us know what you like about today's meeting. Yes.
Hello. Thank you for this meeting. The tempo is so wonderful, just like a game, a rugby game. So fast and up and down, made me very, very excited. I like everyone with the happy face. Thank you very much.
Wow, that was a really nice one. Up and down, backward, forward. All right, of course, now let's invite our own member, Sanduni. Sanduni, I'm so happy that you're tuning from Sri Lanka. Share us your thoughts. And later on, I would like to invite Lucy if you're convenient to talk. Okay, Sanduni, over to you.
Yeah, I had a great time as always. I do by joining to this Toastmasters Club, and today is very energetic. So thank you for this moment. Over
Great.
to you.
Yeah, what's your favorite game, Sanduni? Did I see that?
Yeah, it's cricket.
Oh, cricket.
Cricket.
Wow.
Of course.
I like cricket too. Yeah, that's a great one. Yeah.
The best.
Fantastic.
The best.
The best, yeah. Okay, Janet, let's hear from Janet. Thank you so much for tuning in. Janet's from Quayside. Very, very, yeah.
So,
very young Toastmaster, but very passionate, yes.
The Toastmasters session today is some eye-opener where you use the rugby as the power of rugby in the team. So it also helped me to be creative as I may run a session in my club in future. Thank you.
Wow, thank you. Thank you for the very generous feedback. Great. In fact, Jenna, we can't wait for you to finish level 2. Then we would love to invite you to be part of us if everything works for you. Fantastic. Let's also turn the clock to Let me see who else would like to share. Lucy, are you able to turn on your screen, and Anna? Okay, while waiting for them, we will ask our, yeah, Lucy, take it away. Lucy, I know you're driving. Oh my God, thank you so much.
Yes, this is like, hi Patricia, thank you so much for inviting me. It is raining heavily in Kuching. I think the perks of having this meeting during lunch hour is that we can tune in while listening while driving. I think this is the second or third time I tune in while driving. Yeah, listening, though I can't participate much.
Never mind. We like you as long as you're listening and also coming in to support. We truly, appreciate you. Thank you, Lucy.
Thank you.
Lucy is actually, she actually is currently the president of Pacific International Club. So any of you want to go clubbing, you want to have a feel of it, let me know. Yeah, I will make you guys connected. All right, let's hear from our member. No, not our member, probably member in the future. How fun? How did you find our meeting?
Wow, yeah, assuming I will be a member, that's quick. Jokes aside, yeah, I do enjoy the meeting. It's very fast-paced compared to the meeting that I usually have in MIMKL. For context, MIMKL meeting usually lasts for 3 hours, 9:30 to 12:30 in the morning. So the feeling is very different. But I do enjoy this kind of thing, and I'm glad that I tune in instead of going to nap, take a nap. Like, I'm glad that I tune in and have fun with you all and learn a bit about rugby. Looking forward, if I have a chance, I will try to join also in the future.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So one of our very interesting features for the Advanced Club is that we do everything within 1 hour. We will have all the very valuable speeches as well, together with all the role players, because we are at a different level whereby we want to challenge ourselves. So all members are actually coming in from a different space. A lot of them are all district leaders as well. And this is the place that we try to provide more challenging moments and tasks to them. And at the same time, they also get a lot of values from their participation, their experiences, and hopefully they will bring all these to their clubs so that when they are adding more values to their club, then we are able to build a bigger community. All right, because time is close in fact, past 1:30 already, but I certainly want to hear from our winner today, Toastmaster Duncan Barr, who has been very strongly supported all the club members all the time whenever he's able to. In fact, he's right now in Japan. So Duncan, a few words from you.
Okay, thank you very much indeed, Patricia. Yes, I have to apologize first of all. I've not been able to join for the last 3 meetings. I've been involved in helping to build a house up in the mountains in northeast Japan. I've been climbing up and down step ladders, standing on the top of step ladders, covering myself in black goo, which is otherwise known as silicon sealant. But so today coming back was really wonderful, and I really did enjoy the theme rugby, because it's something that I used to play rugby, so I'm familiar with it. But I used to really enjoy it, and I still enjoy watching it. I can't play anymore, but it is very much a team. It is a team game, and one of the things actually Alicia, she alluded to this, that there's a shape to rugby. There's much more shape to rugby than there is, say, to association football. And this is one of the things that I think we can get lessons from this. You've got shape, you've got strategy, and the whole thing is the team. The team has to hang together. Just one individual here or there is not going to get you over the line. So yeah, it's a team sport, just as Toastmasters is a team event. Thank you very much. Back to you, Patricia.
Thank you. Let's hear the final one from our VPPR, Patsy. What's the final thing from you, from the game or the power of rugby?
Well,
the final
spirit. The spirit is just like Duncan saying, everything is a goal by the team. As a Toastmasters, we are one family. We are one team.
All right. Thank you so much. So that's the association between Toastmasters and rugby. Always the team spirit, the teamwork, team collaboration. With all this, final. Just one word from Alicia Curtis, because she's an absolute leader in our group as well.
I'm glad that we did rugby. I'm actually kind of like, it would have been nice to have done the power of maybe sport, but I'm actually glad I did rugby today because it's not one that is really common, as Duncan has spoken before. And it's also educated you guys on what rugby was. And also we found out a little bit of a story behind Tamizi. So now we have a talking point with Tamizi. So this is one of the things, if you have a specific theme, you never know what could come out of the little box. And today we discovered that Tamizi was good enough to play for the national team, and that is a big, huge thing, especially on a world stage. So I've enjoyed today.
Yeah,
Sister Pat, you have to take off the USA hats because
No,
we can't have you
I'm from the
celebrating with the
US.
United States of America.
Okay, with this, ladies and gentlemen, proudly presenting you the Power Rugby, and we will close the meeting officially. Before all of you go, do a countdown, just a 5-second countdown. Feel free to leave. I won't leave until everybody's leaving. So let's do the countdown together with the rugby music. Alicia, go ahead and play whichever rugby music is on your favorite list. Yeah.
Okay, which is a really good one, Duncan, that we should play?
Okay.
Do you have the Welsh national anthem? That really is pretty
Hang
good.
on, I can. Yeah,
the World National Anthem.
Let me.
Welsh. Yep.
The Welsh I'll put it Welsh National Anthem at the World Cup. Here we go.
There you go. Excellent.
Nice.
Here we go. Hang on, just go.
All right. Okay, presenting to you the finale before we end our meeting. World National Anthem. Thank you so much for being a part of this amazing. Nice. Thank you. I can't see myself, but I can see everybody. All right, so with this, thank you so much for being here with us. Can you hear me? Okay,
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
All right, so next Monday, yes, we will have to decide